this video, we are dropping this jig 300 feet deep on a shipwreck for a monster fish. So without further ado, let's get right into this video. We started off our morning by heading out through Pillsboro Inlet, and let me tell you, the sunrise was absolutely awesome this morning. It was a great way to start our day. Our plan was to begin with a troll, so we set up and we started trolling, and after about an hour we had no bites. So that's when we decided to switch things up. We grabbed our live bait setups and some jigs, and this is why it's so important to bring multiple setups when you fish. If trolling isn't working for you that day, you've got options to pivot to and still make the most of your fishing day. We ran about 3 miles south to this sunken shipwreck, and for those of you that watched our last video, this is the same shipwreck we dropped that camera on. We saw some giants with the camera, so we had to come back to this shipwreck and drop some jigs down and some live baits. We set up some live baits while my brother Austin started to jig. About 10 minutes into jigging, he hooked into his first fish. And when you're jigging on these shipwrecks and you hook into something, you want to reel as fast as you can, just so these fish can't run you into the shipwreck. So he started fighting this fish, and you guys don't want to miss what we caught next. This next fish after we land this fish was actually our personal best. So stay tuned for that fish. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. So he continued to fight this fish, and this fish was now about 20 feet under our boat. And you guys let me know in the comments down below who else enjoys jigging. Personally, I think jigging is a more sporty type of fishing. There might not be as much action as live baiting, but when you do get hooked up, it's extremely fun. So we had this fish now right near the boat, and we saw that it was a bonita. Definitely not the target species here. This next fish we caught was our personal best, so you guys don't want to miss this. So without further ado, let's go catch our personal best fish. After that bonita you guys just saw, we actually didn't have any more action that morning, but we decided to come back out that afternoon, and it was well worth it. We reset back on that same spot we were fishing this morning, and my brother Austin started to jig, and it took him about 20 to 25 minutes to even get his first bite. But waiting for this bite was way worth it. When this fish hit, we knew it was a giant fish. So my brother Austin started to fight this fish, and this fish in the beginning just ran so hard. We knew this fish was a giant. So he continued to slowly pump and reel on this fish, and it took us about 10 minutes just to land this fish. And an important tip for those of you that want to get into jigging or live baiting, the main thing you need to do when you're doing this type of fishing, it's all about finding a good spot. If you guys position yourself in a bad spot and you put in the time there, it just won't work out. If you put yourself in a good spot and you put in the time, I'm telling you guys will come home with a bunch of fish, and it will be well worth it. So we fast forward a little bit, and I would say we're now about 5 minutes into this fight, but we had this fish off the bottom, which was the most important thing. We definitely didn't want this fish to run us into the wreck and cut us off. So my brother Austin just continued to slowly reel this fish, and when you're jigging, the most important thing is time. If you guys try to rush the fight and get the fish right to the boat, you're gonna lose the fish. You're fighting these fish mainly on 20-pound tests when you're jigging, so if you try to just tighten your drag and horse these fish off the bottom, you're gonna lose these fish. So you want to take it nice and slow, put in the time, and it'll be well worth it when you get that fish to the boat and you're able to successfully land it. So we now have this fish 15 feet right under the boat, and this fish looked giant. So my brother Austin continued to slowly fight this fish, and when we saw this fish, we knew it was a blackfin tuna. And these blackfin tuna don't get that big. They get up to about 30 to 35 pounds, and this fish looked like it was easily 30 pounds, which would be our personal best. So I had my gaff ready to go, and I was ready to gaff this giant fish. And if you guys enjoy these videos, drop a like on this video and hit that sub button. We would really appreciate it. So this fish now ran to the right side of the boat, and I was able to hit a beautiful gaff shot on this fish, and we were able to land this beautiful blackfin tuna, which ended up being our personal best when we weighed it. It weighed in at about 29 pounds. We hope you guys enjoyed my family and I catching our personal best blackfin tuna, and we hope to see you guys in the next Barjack's Family Fishing video.